How's it going? Hope everyone's having a great day. How's it going, Gravinder? Saw you here early. Bootleg Blades, what's going on? Haha. Yeah, hope everyone that's in America is having a great Labor Day and all that. Woo, man. I'm a minute late because my mic was acting all funny, so I had to make sure to adjust it right. I was having mic problems, so hopefully that's taken care of. Man, I'll tell you what. Hey, what's up, Billy Martin, Ozark Mountain Forge? Man, I don't even really know. I mean, I know the days of the week because I have to upload on Tuesdays and Fridays. I have to do a Sunday live stream. But when it comes to the date, man, I am just lost. It's like, hey, what's up, Chip? Glad to see everyone's in. But man, the reason it started is because, man, good news. I didn't even put this up on my website, and it already sold. Some guy's like, hey, is that one available? And I was like, it sure is. And I was like, I'll have it sent out to you Monday, no problem. And then he's like, all right. And then we talked. He's like, have a great Labor Day weekend. And I was like, it's Labor Day weekend already? Then I was like, make that Tuesday. I'll have it out to you Tuesday because the post office is closed. Oh, hey, what's up, Michael Tesson Handmade? You're here early this time. Usually you show up at the end. Right on, right on. Man, but yeah. So, the days of the week, like I say, if it wasn't for YouTube and having to upload and doing the Sunday live stream and stuff, I probably wouldn't even know the days of the week. It's just because, I'm always working on something. They're always busy. You're always doing something like that. So it's like, man, I didn't even realize it was September 1st. So, whew, man, time is just flying. I got all these projects I want to do. One of them's outside, so I better do it before it's too cold. At first I was putting it off because it's been too hot. Now I got to worry about it getting too cold. Hey, what's up, Cat's Cradle Forge? I can't speak. He said he didn't know it was Labor Day either. Yeah, man, someone didn't tell me. Whew. Yeah, Chip, I haven't put the new knives up yet. I haven't had time to. But, Laz made this whole video about how he takes pictures for his knives. It was like a private thing, which is kind of funny because he had to delete it because he put it up as public, which people watched. He said like 55 or 60 people watched it. It must have been pretty funny because he's like, hey, Dave, how's it going? And this and how's this going? And hey, Dave, here's how I do this. So people watching must have been like, what's he talking about? So, yeah. And Chip, he said he got in contact with you about that other stuff we were talking about. So, yeah. He's like I thought. He's just been real busy. But I told him he's got to keep in touch with us guys, man, because we start worrying about us, Aaron said it last week or on Instagram or something, and, we've all said it, man. We're just a big family here. So, yeah, definitely. So, Billy Martin, Ozark Mountain Forge. Yeah, that picture video helped out a lot. Oh, so you see, a few people watched it, but it must have been a little confusing. But it was an awesome video. I should tell him to reshoot it because, I watch a lot of photography and video stuff, and the things in there I kind of knew, but I had them out of order and I was doing them wrong, and that's why I hate taking pictures of my knives. But, everyone's like, go outside and take pictures, which I still need to do, but never get around to it. And I've made a light box, which is a video, there's a video of me making a light box and failing. And he even says in that, don't use like the silk curtains, and that's exactly what I use. But, yeah, so I got to try some of those techniques and hopefully get some better knife pictures up. But, excuse me, I was really happy when this knife sold and I didn't even put it up or have to do any sales. I was like, yeah, right on. So, whew, man, yeah. So I had a friend, this girl, she likes, she's kind of philosophical and a really good friend, and we go back a ways and stuff, and she put up this quote, and, I have to paraphrase it because I forget who it was from and stuff, but basically the whole gist of it was, everyone's going to let you down at some point. And I got back to her and I was like, you're kind of thinking about that wrong, because maybe you're putting too many expectations into other people. And, the thing is, a lot of people, when, now I know there's circumstances of things that no one can control and things happen that are bad and stuff like that. But when you put that on someone else, like, oh, they should have pulled you through this, then basically, the way I see it, you're letting yourself down. I mean, we all need help. And, if you guys watched me for a long time, asking for help is one of the hardest things for me to do. Hey, what's up, Stalking Wolf? Glad to see you in. Man, everyone's in the house today. But yeah, asking for help, I guess, is why I see it. And I even told her, maybe I'm looking at this backwards. Because when you put everything to someone else, they're going to let you down. And it's just, because you're expecting them to do whatever. It might even be a little thing, or, some trust. It might even be like a secret. Oh, don't tell my mom this. And they go and tell the secret to someone else who tells you, stupid things like that. But basically, the way I see it, it comes down to you, and putting blame on other people for stuff like that is easy. Oh, well, this person let me down. Well, what did you do, or what did you put on this person for them to let you down? I guess is the way to see it, and, you have to trust people, and I'm not saying don't trust people and don't expect people to screw you over, because human natures, but there's always circumstances that might come into play. And it's just like, just the whole thing that everyone's going to let you down eventually or something like that. It's like, well, you're going to let yourself down too. So now there are people that look to take advantage of people, and that's not what I'm talking about. I've had many people that I thought were friends that once something ran out or something changed, we were just acquaintances or weren't friends. And I'm not talking about time, because, over time, you change friends, you get new friends, you move on to different things, and people change and get married and blah, blah, blah. But that's not what I'm talking about. There are people there that will act, like they're your best friend until you don't have something to give them anymore, and all of a sudden things change. And yeah, I've been through a lot of that in my life, believe me. So Bootlegs Blades. I think I forgot how to make knives. It's been so long. Stalky Wolf says he's been waiting for a blade from you for long. Yeah. Bootleg, we need you got all that forge and stuff running. We need some blades from you. We need to see some work in action. And it's getting cold, like I said the last time, so. But then you're going to be wanting to go out skiing or something, so. Oh, man. Yeah, it's just like anything else. You just got to get into it and keep doing it and keep doing it. Because I've told you before, man, your videos made me jealous there for a while. I was like, man, how can he make videos so good and not know what he's doing? Or just starting. I won't say you didn't know what you're doing, but just starting and stuff like that. But Stamper Knives, hey, how's it going? Whew. Alright, so, let's see. What do I want to get into? Oh, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, man, I fought this thing. This is for my reader grinder to extend the arm so I can put the tool rest up here, and pull it out and move it up and stuff like that. Because with the reader grinder, it's great. But the way they have their tool rest, it sits on the tool arm. So with small wheels and stuff like that, it's a little bit lower than the wheels and stuff. And so you need something. Plus, my good friend Heath, he's like, they sell longer tool arms because the tool arms aren't long enough with the small wheels and stuff like that because it has to come out so far. And I was like, well, I'm not going to buy a whole new tool arm and stuff like that when, I got this from Wilmot Grinders, which I actually put this on Instagram, and he actually thanked me for, you giving him credit because it was an awesome idea. But, man, I'll tell you what, I've never fought so much, something so hard, man, because I couldn't find like a 14 TPI. I'm sitting here pointing at something y'all can't see. My bandsaw's right there. I didn't have 14 TPI. I only had 18, and I was cutting these. You can see on this, I finally got it because I finally found a 14 TPI. It's old. So this is actually just two cuts, side by side with the bandsaw. But if you look at this, man, I broke 3 end mills. I had like a 16-inch, a 1/16 of an inch end mill, 3 of them, and they just kept snapping because I would get, and it was working. It was working, but it was working slow. So I'd take just a little teeny bit off, and I'd run it like 4 times, and it would just be such a little bit amount. I'd be like, I could go just a little further. Snap! And then I was getting all frustrated, and I finally got these all done, or, these cut in, because look at that, man. Look at that big old gap. But I finally got these cut in, and I drilled them, and I went to tap one, and I was just so frustrated and not thinking that I have one of those taps where you pull it down and it reverses the tap so it doesn't get caught. But I left the tap in just like that much, and I moved the vise, and it was like, snap! I was like, oh, come on! If you're going to snap, at least snap when I'm tapping, not when I'm just trying to move the vise. Oh, man. Yeah, but so anyway, it started out with 1.5 because that's how they are. And I was going to make 2 of them anyway, and I was like, man, now that I found the 14 TPI, if I just cut it in half, I'll have 2. And I won't have to make another one. But once I made the first one, the second one was a little bit easier because I've already made all the mistakes. But, whew, man. Scott L, hey, what's going on? Yeah. If you go, I think it was like 2013 or whatever, if you put in Wilmot grinders, you could see all the stuff you can do with them, man. He had a bunch of them, and yeah, he makes some awesome stuff, Like, a lot of the things I'll come up with, but a lot of these ideas I get from other guys. Like Chip was asking about drilling holes or something, and I showed him Ecom Knives old videos. And he's like, oh man, Ecom Knives, he's like, now I know where you get a lot of your ideas. It's like, yeah, Black Dragon Forge, Ecom Knives, all these older guys. In fact, Dirty Room Knives, the guy who got me into knife making, started doing videos again. And I'm like, oh, thanks. I forgot half these tips that you taught me all these years ago. So, yeah, man. It's awesome. There's so many videos and stuff and all that where you can find these things. And, which kind of, I'll kind of go into the topic of self-doubt because, man, when I'm making things like this that I've never made before, I really don't have self-doubt. It's like I'm too stubborn or too pig-headed, I guess is the word, to even worry about failing. If I'm failing, I'm just going to try harder to do it. But what gets me with self-doubt is when I'm doing these YouTube videos and all that, and I see all these other guys just making all these, getting all these views and all that. And I've said before, I promote my stuff with Google Ads. So if you look at the last 2 videos, there's only 160, 200 views instead of the thousands I usually get. Because, I'm kind of trying to experiment what gets me more views and all that and stuff. But that's where I get the self-doubt. It's like, man, and I realize most of it's just ego. It's like, I'm not making things worse than these other guys are making, or they're not making better videos, or vice versa or whatever. I'm just only looking at what I'm doing. So, and it's, and it puts me into doubt, and I get, frustrated about it. It's like, oh, why aren't more people watching this? And then I realize, 160, 200 people, you guys show up every Sunday, 3 p.m. It's like, instead of looking at what I should be getting, I need to really appreciate you guys, because, man, you guys are, loyal, and it blows my mind. It's like that greed thing in me. It's like, I always want more. I want more views. I want more followers. I want to be bigger and bigger and bigger. But I need to step back and be like, man, look how far I've come. Look at all this stuff. Look at all these guys. Look at all these people right now in the chat that are just talking and stuff like that. And, you come guys and hang out. We've become a family. And, it's like, that means more to me than these people that are just subscribing and never coming back and building this whole thing. It's like, man. I have to step back and realize that because, man, it really starts to affect me when it's like, oh man, why aren't I doing better at this? Because I'm a very ego-driven person. Now failures is fine because I can learn and I can try to improve on failure. But something out of my control, like YouTube channels growing or not getting this many views or all that, that's out of my control. I can, like I said, I pay Google ads and get more views, but it's not really helping. I mean, it is, but it's not real growth, I guess is the word. But, there's things I know I could do to make more people watch my videos. Like I could not talk as much. I can not explain everything. Because only like diehard knife makers or guys that really want to learn knife making are going to watch every minute of this video through and through. And watch it over and over and over. I can make the videos like everyone else, no music, I can buy the music online and put the music everyone's used to listening to when they watch videos and cut this music out and not have this. But then I step back and it's like, but then I wouldn't be making my videos. I would be making someone else's videos. And it's one thing I always try to preach to you guys. It's like, be yourself. When you're making a knife, don't make someone else's knife. Make your knife. You can kind of design it from something you see, but make sure you turn it into your knife. The thing is, I don't care if I'm a hypocrite. I've been a hypocrite plenty of times in my life. There's been a lot of things I've done bad where I tell people not to do them. So that part doesn't affect me. But if I was to change my videos, make where I don't talk or I do voiceovers, it would take, this is the kind of, I know this comes out conceited, but I'm just thinking off the top of my head. It's like if I was to do voiceovers, it wouldn't have that spontaneity, where I'm just talking. I'm watching the video like your guys, and I'm just talking over it. The whole point of, not the whole point, one of the best things, in my opinion, about my videos is I'm a complete idiot that's figured out how to do this stuff, so. Oh, Stamper Knives, it's all part of the daily grind. Billy Martin, Ozark Martin Forge, I watched the whole video. I do to everyone I'm sub to. Yeah, see, I do too. Even the old videos and stuff, I always watch them through. Alex Steele, all those guys, big guys, little guys. In fact, right before I came on, I was just watching Jake Heaton's new video on doing that small little cleaver, and I watched it through. And I've said that before. Just because someone's starting out or newer doesn't mean I can't learn from her, or doesn't mean I can't enjoy what they're doing. And it's kind of a weird thing with YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff that people don't seem to want to, it's not even credit. People just don't seem to want to talk about other knife makers unless they're bigger than them. And I do it too. I talk about Simple Little Life and Alex Steele and all that stuff. But there's a lot of guys that are coming up that do great jobs that I want to talk about too. And I don't know if it's like some unspoken rule where, oh man, we don't want to talk about we learned this from this person, or this person did this, or this person is better than me. And I know it's that whole competition thing that I've talked about before, but man, it's why? We're a community. We need to help each other out. We need to say, hey man, did you go see this video from someone else? Because man, it's a good video. Hey, I learned this because I was watching this person, and but people don't seem to want to do it. And I don't know. I guess it's just a fear of sending people away and people won't watch your stuff. But man, that's the great thing about YouTube. there's so many things to watch and so many interests that, man, we just need to help each other out, and that's with everything. But, oh man. So I saw one of the guys on Facebook posted a thing that Florida just hired combat vets, to protect the schools. Man, and I think that's a great idea. I think it should be done everywhere. In fact, I saw a couple weeks ago Joe Rogan was talking, I think, to Republican, I think a Texas representative or something. I don't really know the guy's name. I've told you guys before, I'm not really into politics anymore. But even though the guy was a Republican, but he seemed to have a lot of really good ideas. And Joe Rogan's like, I don't think it's a good idea to put, armed people in schools. Or he didn't say it wasn't a good idea. He just thinks, he kind of was like, it seems like, I'm at a loss for, he just sees, it's a shame that it has to be done, I guess is what he was saying. He's like, he understands why it has to be done. It's just a shame that it has to be done. But the one thing I noticed on the thing about the combat vets is it said they're going to be armed with assault or semi-automatic rifles, which I kind of understand. Well, I know nothing about guns, but it just seems like, you're going to have to be carrying around this rifle all day, which could be a threat to the kids, instead of being a figure of security to the kids, it could be a figure of fear. Carrying around this strap gun with your stuff on like that. Plus, if you want to, sit down or what, you have to put the gun down. It just seems like it would be better for them to have a pistol, a high round pistol, 19 round Glock or whatever it is. And, because they can grab that and probably shoot and aim faster than, because it seems like if you were going to be carrying a rifle around all day, you'd have it strapped over your back or something, which seems like, but like I say, I don't know anything about guns. So, it just seems like pistols would be better than semi-automatic rifles just for convenience and quickness and all-day carry. But I think it's an awesome idea. I think it's a really awesome idea. And unfortunately, it's something that has to be done. I think yesterday a kid went out, or not a kid. I just read the headlines. I didn't see, but 5 were killed and 20 were injured or something. They shot the gunman, policemen. So this stuff isn't going to end. It's just going to get worse and worse. But I talked about that a few weeks ago when those other killings happened. And it's a shame it has to happen. But if you're interested in that stuff like that, go watch that Joe Rogan podcast. It's with a representative from Texas, a Republican representative. And he basically said the same thing. He's like, taking away the tool is not going to stop killing. It's just going to make it harder for people to defend themselves. And they go into a whole bunch of gun statistics and stuff like that. And the one part I didn't like, of course, they're like, you realize more people get injured or killed by knives than they do by guns. I was like, stop it! Don't even say it! So, but I guess it could be true. And that's the thing about statistics. They always lump everything into one statistic so the numbers inflate. Or they, it depends on what side you're on, stuff like that. So, oh man. But something definitely needs to be done. I won't get into that rant again. Let's see. Man. Oh, so, if you guys are on Instagram, I don't know. I've talked about Gary Vee plenty of times, and he's always pushing TikTok now, which I guess TikTok is just like Instagram, but I guess more people it's newer. And see, the thing about Instagram, like 3 or 4 years ago, it was awesome. But now it's grown to a point where, there's so many restrictions and it's just so flooded that people are wanting to move. And it seems like TikTok once I figure it out, I got a few posts up there. I think I got like 10 posts up there. I noticed Kyle Royer, it's like when I looked on, I'll share this with you, I shouldn't, but when I looked on like knife making, it was like all Kyle Royer. Every post was from him. And I was like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to post more, you know. And it's just like, so knife making, it's like boom, 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 boom. So I've been just posting that just as a funny thing, you know. He's a, man, he makes me look like a beginner when it comes to knife making. And see, he's one of the guys on YouTube. Green Beetle did a thing on him a few months back. And when I looked, he only had like 5,000 subscribers. And now he's just blowing up. And, you know, that's where the self-doubt comes into mind and stuff like that and stuff like that. But, then I got to look at it. He's been a master bladesmith for 10 years, you know. He might be new to YouTube, but, man, his stuff is mind-blowing. So, he deserves it. And that's the thing. It's not the knife making that I'm doubtful about, because I know where my place is, and I know I'm putting in a lot of work, and I'm learning, and I'm improving, and stuff like that. But it's like, man, how did he get all these followers so quick? You know, and it's because he's so good at it and stuff like that. But I will say, my next build, which, you know, I'm kind of trying. I talked about last time how I'm getting too comfortable with my knives, so I'm pushing it. Man, these swedges, I cannot get swedges. I was watching DB Blades, and he does his swedges first. And he's told me that. He's like, I always do my swedges first. It seems easier. I was like, I'm going to give it a try. Maybe it'll be easier. Nope, I messed them up just as bad. So, but yeah, this is going to be a beast. And I saw Aaron. I don't think Aaron's even here this week, but man, he finished. If you're on Instagram, go check out Aaron's knife. He just finished it. It's a real nice Bowie knife. But yeah, I plan on. I'm either going to weld threads on here, because I don't think I'm going to do the thing where you actually tap the handle. I think I'm going to weld it. Caleb White did a video on that, how he does his threaded pummels. So, yeah, I'll just take like a 1/4-inch bolt and weld it on here. But I made this real long because I don't know, because I'm going to have to do like a, you know, the hilt and all that and the handle. So, but I'm interested to see how this turns out, because I've done a couple little hidden tang knives and stuff like that, and I did that Firekeeper Forge collab and stuff where he did the integral, which, man, that was a lot of work. And I did that one kitchen knife a ways back, but yeah, it's time to start challenging myself and get out of my comfort zone. Chip says that's a beast. Whew. Billy Martin Ozark, if they try to take our guns, they will have a war on their hands. See, I don't think they're going to try to take the guns. They're just going to make restrictions to get guns. And I think that's what that, on that Joe Rogan thing was talking about. It would be almost impossible in America to take guns. And the thing is, like, he was even, and I read this a long time ago about Switzerland. I think it's Switzerland. Yeah. Switzerland and there's another country. I think there's another country in the Middle East where they have more gun ratios than we do. You know, almost every family has, you know, guns and all this stuff. And Joe Rogan was like, yeah, but those are like, because I think in Switzerland, when you turn 18, you have to go into the military. It's like required by law. You turn 18, you become military, and you get issued a gun. Now, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works out. But they have so many guns and stuff like that, but their gun crime is a lot lower and stuff like that. But Switzerland also has medical heroin, where they did away with methadone, and they have, like, you know, it's legal to be a heroin addict there. You just have to go get it administered. And the heroin, the addiction rate for heroin has dropped immensely. The crime rate has dropped immensely. And, you know, when you take, you know, I've talked about that before. If you're going to legalize one drug, you have to legalize them all with certain standards. You know, you take the crime out of things, or you make things legal, and a lot of the other crimes that are associated with it away. You make weed legal, you make pot legal, the cartels aren't going to bring it in as much because they're not going to be making as much money off of it. Now, would America ever do something like, treating addicts with the drug? No, because our system is too messed up that way. They would rather give them other drugs and stuff like that, and put them through all different kinds of things. And I won't get on that, but anyway, so yeah, it all depends on how you look at things. And like I said, I think the media has a lot to do with what's going wrong with these things, because people want to be famous, and that's just how it is. Bootleg blades, make things illegal, and then we live in a free country. Make things legal, and then we live in a free country. Yeah, but like they say, freedom is never free. That's a tough topic to talk about. And like I said, I'm just an idiot, but these are my thoughts on things, There's been plenty of times I've been wrong, so it's a real easy thing to get wrong. And a lot of it's up to debate. And even if you know all the statistics and all the right and wrongs and this and that, and changing these laws and taking this away and doing that, it doesn't mean it's going to stop the problem. It means it's going to bring another problem, or it's going to bring another issue, or, it's such a difficult thing to figure out. And there just has to be ways around it. So I don't know. Billy Martin, Ozark Mountain Forge. If you make it legal, the drug war will stop and the crime will decline. Yeah, exactly. And it's been proven. It's been proven in other countries. And big time. And the thing is, you can't just make one drug legal or illegal. You have to make them all. But the problem with that is some drugs are a lot more harmful than other ones. So even though they're legal, they have to be, somehow made responsible, I guess, or not responsible. It's a hard thing. There was a movie out, I think in like 2008, and they were talking about in the next 10 years all drugs will be legal. And I think even like the UK had medical heroin, and see, the weird thing is there's all these other drugs that can help people get off of it, but those are illegal too. Like you have to go to Mexico to do one detox that will keep people clean and has a high success rate, but that drug itself is illegal in America. So it's just like, it is, so, and then you got your meth heads, and it's like, oh, we can't let crystal meth be legal. Crystal meth, if we legalize crystal meth, there'll be a bunch of people all dropped out for weeks and weeks, and then that changes the whole mentality, and that's where they become, and Joe Rogan was talking about that. He's like, a lot of these people that are these shooters and stuff do have psychological problems, and the government takes care of them by giving them these psychotropic drugs. And it might change your thinking, or it might make it so you're not depressed anymore, but also might make your thinking like, oh, people are out to get me, or my solution is to do this, So these drugs, even government and prescription drugs, even drugs that are being prescribed, have to be very monitored, I guess is the only word. Because one person could take an antidepressant and it makes their life better, and another person could take antidepressants and it makes it worse. There was a guy that used to come around when I had my band and stuff, and he was a great guy. He was the nicest guy when he was on his medication. But the thing is with those medications, people start feeling better and they start feeling okay and they think things are going good. And they're like, oh, I don't need the medication anymore because I'm doing better. And for some reason, it doesn't click that the medication is what's making them better. Because, we'd be down here having band practice, and all of a sudden he'd be coming in, man, I just got you a gig at JFK, which is the stadium down in D.C. I got your stadium gig. We've barely played bars for 3 months, and he's like, I got you booked here. Or you come in, I'm your new singer, and just off-the-wall stuff that it's like, John, have you been taking your meds? He's like, I don't need my meds anymore. And so the medications help people, and it's a very fine line to walk on. And the whole drug thing is a very slippery slope, believe me. I've had a lot of friends and seen a lot of things that went good and a lot of things that went bad. Bootleg blades. They make things illegal to manufacture criminals to fill the profits for prisons. Oh, right. You know me and my reading. Yeah, the criminal system and the prisons are a very big supply of money, or a big income deal. And the thing that's unfortunate, a lot of people shouldn't be in jail for petty crimes or a bag of weed or something like that. And and that's I've had a lot of friends that got busted with drugs and stuff, went to jail, and when they got out of jail, they weren't reformed, they were just better criminals. And luckily, knock on wood, I have no criminal record. I always, I almost said I always got away with it, but, I always learn from my friends' mistakes. Woo! That would have been a Freudian slip, huh? Bootleg blades, if someone wants to do a drug, be it legal or illegal, that person will get the drug. Yeah, basically. It's all how it works, If someone wants to do something, they're going to do it, no matter what. So, now, well, years ago, it was only big cities that got all the drug problems and stuff like that. But now it seems to be going out into the, not suburbs, but out into the countries and stuff like that. Like West Virginia has a big drug problem now and stuff like that, and I don't even know how I got on the topic of drugs, but yeah, it's a rough one, man. It's legal and illegal, taking things away, making things up, and it's just a fine line that usually doesn't solve the problem. It just usually makes it worse. In fact, that guy was talking on Joe Rogan about all these killings today. People think that we have killings that are really bad now, but in the 90s, it was far worse. I remember in D.C. was called the murder capital of the world. In fact, from I think 88 to 92, they would start picking off people just to beat last year's record and stuff like that. That might have been a rumor, but I remember hearing the news saying that. It's like, oh, we have 430 deaths this year just in D.C. alone. D.C. is only like a 5 to 10 mile part of the country. 435 a year. And then that's when President Bush held up that big old bag of crack, too. So, yes, mass shootings are a lot worse. But what he was saying, and I haven't checked the statistics, but in general, gun killings have dropped in the last decade. Because, man, I remember people marching in the streets that we have to stop all this violence and stuff like that. And, stuff like, I don't know. I'm just rambling now, repeating myself. But, I think I'm out of topics. I was too busy this week to think, so I didn't really have any topics to come up with. Yeah, so I think I'm going to call it there, and hope everyone, if you're in America, I hope you have a great Labor Day and all that good stuff. I'm not wearing one of my shirts, but yeah, the website link's on the top. You know, I should have these knives up. If I ever figure out how to take pictures of knives, I'll have these new knives up. And yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Yeah, Amazon links. If any of the stuff, the tools I buy, all that stuff, the Amazon links are down there. I'm forgetting how to even do my intros and outros. See, this is where the self-doubt comes in. It's like, do I even need to? Like, if you notice on my videos, I started taking out the, like, the Invader knives at the bottom and the Instagram stuff and the subscribe. I just like, I don't even need that stuff anymore. And it's like, I need to start making my videos for the people that do watch instead of for people that might be going to watch. Anyway, all right. Have a great weekend. Thanks for showing up, you guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah, you guys are what mean the most. You guys are what build this channel and this whole family we built together. So I definitely appreciate it. Hope the rest of your weekend is great and all that. And yeah, take it easy.